The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is a riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey.
Next, he is the intrepid. Intrepid is the word. Senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He's our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz. Yay. Invisible Man, Oz. Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength, the Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler, and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
That's what we should do for when we're not here. Like when we can't make it, just leave our cameras on.
That's it.
It'll be just the window.
just Oz's setup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Oz.
What? What about my? Oh, it's me. Hold on, I had a thing. Wait. Sponsored by, not really, Lantern's Rage for all your alcoholic needs. Not available in stores as I am not licensed to sell this.
Oz has his own liquor. Lantern's Rage.
It's a red
name.
one?
I like it.
Yeah,
it's a red. Nice.
It's a, I don't know how well it shows up, but
it looks like
with your white balance, it looks like a nice Bordeaux.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice. As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about Kane. Yes, Kane. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to you about Kane. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to talk to you about
Abel's
Kane.
brother or the Big Red Machine?
The Big Red Machine. No, we're going to talk about Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers, number 1 and 2. So we're going to talk to you about that. We're also going to be talking to you all about I Hate This Place. So we got all that going on, and of course, whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well with you. And we will go ahead and, I guess, take this moment to let the intern tell you all how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to. Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on...
Remix.
I'm not paying her extra.
I do. Right. I do want to get in on the action, so I'm glad. Go to fantasticforum.live. You'll take your comments directly out of chat, bring them into the show, such as insert witty chat comment here, Jay. El Hecht.
Hecht says
Tortilla.
Tortilla?
Yeah.
Cookie.
I didn't know what it was either. I was like, does it have like a? Oh, it's like a flour tortilla.
Yeah, so not a real tortilla.
Yeah, technically bread.
It's Tortilla Wednesday.
Is that a thing?
I guess now.
Anything is a thing once you say it.
No. Many things end up not being things, despite how many times people try to say them.
Like YOLO?
Unfortunately, YOLO was in fact a thing. But not anymore, I guess. We've gone back to Carpe Diem.
I put that Adult Swim Superman in the Discord the other day. We appreciate that, Heck, but you put
Yeah,
it in
you
the
know.
wrong place, and it was already there.
Which is that like my adventures with Superman?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, I watched that this morning.
Oh yeah, I knew all of that because I would go to our Discord often.
I didn't
Well,
see
you
it.
son of a bitch.
I mean, I didn't know it was on the Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in TVs and movies and in general.
We I guess should talk about that at some point, huh?
That we have a Discord.
We
That's
we didn't
general. No, it's TV and movies.
but we didn't put it on the agenda for all the meetings.
Right. No, I'm not saying right now. I'm talking about like just down the line because we sure haven't. I know we've discussed it that it exists, but I know I haven't watched it, and but I know
Well,
Jay,
I
you
assume
have.
you guys put a link to
Say
it
again?
on the description, right? So that anybody could go there and talk with us.
On our Discord. Is that what you're talking about right now, Oz?
Yeah, isn't that what we're talking about?
No,
No, we're talking about my adventures with Superman.
Nobody cares about that.
I do.
Dang.
I watched the first episode this morning. And I loved
Oz.
It's
Oz.
no Superman and Lois. It continues to ruin beloved characters, and I
it's
still like
actually the prequel to like when you watch it, it's like the prequel to Superman and Lois.
Arrow.
No, before that, like it's him when they were interns at the Daily Planet. Like it shows their first meeting, and it shows the origin of why they keep calling them Kansas and Smallville.
Well, because he's from Smallville.
What?
Right, but it shows it. But it shows it.
Like of all the things to show well, the origins of, like that's one of that, and we don't need to see Bruce Wayne's parents get shot again. We know, we get it.
Or do we?
If you
Nah,
don't, I don't want to talk to you.
And then
I
they
love
show
how it happened in the Teen Titans Go movie.
What?
how it happened.
You're just gonna leave it at that, huh, Jay?
Yeah.
Tune in next week for how it happened.
Jay,
in the movie, they like prevent them from getting shot, and then they realize they fuck up, so they actually go snatch the pearls off her and then shove them into the alley.
Do they shoot her too?
No, the other guy shoots them.
Oh, I thought, man, this whole time I was thinking about why they call him Smallville.
Because his parents died in an
about pearls, like
got that pearl
Yeah,
necklace, and it was like really small. So it's like, man, that's
yeah,
small.
I knew that already.
That's small and vile.
Yeah. What's Heck saying?
He says, "I want to see Moe's adventures with Superman." That'd be a good cartoon. Definitely Adult Swim.
It's like a
I feel like we've
Like a
seen
little-
it. It's when he met Lobo.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's like a little play on words there. Moses' adventures with Superman. It's like Moses. Adventures.
Oh, Mo Adventures with Superman.
But yeah, so but yeah,
well, if I can talk about this cartoon, since it's not on any of the meetings for any future shows yet, one thing I did enjoy of it is like it's proof that you don't have to darken up like the way that Snyder had to do Man of Steel. Like they show different moments that are, kind of parallel to that. They're legacy moments for Superman, and it's like this feels like an updated version of almost like Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. And it is, it's light and funny and adventure, and he fucking fucks up giant fucking Evangelion robots in the first episode.
I mean, it's kind of what Superman is supposed to be.
Right.
Dark and
That's
gritty.
my-
You got Gotham.
But that's my point. It's you get the Snyderverse and everybody's sucking Snyder's cock like, oh, we need to cut. And it's like, no, like that Superman doesn't need to be that. He doesn't need to be that. Like it's almost timeless how like all the idealism and optimism in comics could be concentrated into an adaptation of Superman at any time, and it'll work. you know.
Not to mention that when you do Superman the way he should be done, which is, more optimistic and bright, it lends more credence to the moments when things do get dark for Superman.
Right.
Like whether he actually, like, whether you're talking about like, like the Justice Lords kind of stuff.
Right. Or even like,
Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice.
But even stuff like somebody dying on his watch because he just wasn't fast enough.
Right. Well, people forget that Superman is supposed to. I mean, even though he says it 1,000 times, he is like hope. He's the light that gets us through the darkness. And so even when stuff gets dark around him, like he still has to have that hope that he can prevail.
Yeah. And even when it's like not
future timeline, he's a Nazi.
Wait, say what?
Yeah, unless you go to that future timeline where they killed Lois and he's a Nazi. Working with
there it is.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all those are on Netflix now, by the way. If you didn't, if you missed them on Max, they're now on Netflix. Like Justice League Unlimited and all those.
Speaking of Max being a piece of shit,
wow.
It turns out Amazon picked up that new Bruce Timm Batman show.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna get it. Like, that is exciting news.
Man, that's wild. Like, I don't even understand what they're doing over there at Warner Brothers, man.
Well, they don't understand. Oh.
Wow. Okay. Well, good for them. Before we get into things, because Oz, you got to go to work, right? You're only with us for like an hour.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
If I'm drinking, well, then, I ain't working.
Well, listen, you probably get further ahead. You'd be friggin' district manager by now if you would drink and work more often.
Look, he moved to the Midwest. All of a sudden, he's white. He's like, if I'm drinking, I'm not working.
Hey, so we should probably talk about, which I'm sure Tarkal would have mentioned if he was here by now. We did get some Deadpool 3 leaks. Oz's drinking is working, says Hector.
It's working.
You could be right about that sometimes.
It's working.
Deadpool 3 leaks, and we saw Hugh Jackman with presumably Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool costume, and he's there in the yellow and blue.
There's a lot more pictures and video of what they were shooting. There's a fight scene going on between Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. There's Tiger Claw. What's Tiger Claw saying, Jay?
He says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? Some big news happened this week. Wolverine's classic suit. I'm sure you guys will debate about it.
It's not classic.
I hate to be that guy. Like, I really hate to be that guy.
No, you don't.
But that's not the classic suit.
Yeah,
that's the modern suit.
Yeah,
the classic suit is the brown one with the whiskers.
Well, it's blue and yellow with the whiskers and the little flares, the small flares.
I'm gonna say it's neither of those. It's not the modern nor the classic. It's some sort of weird offshoot. And actually, this leak gave me a little bit of hope for the community out there, because as soon as it like right after I sent it to you guys, it showed up all over my Instagram, and so it pops up, and it's always like a caption like, oh, they finally did it, and oh look, we finally got it. And so I was going into all these and typing in, no, we didn't. No, they didn't.
No, we didn't.
Well, look, they still messed it up somehow.
I was like, nah. I know it brought you a lot of pleasure to go do that too.
And I was ready.
I was
like, I was geared up, and I was let's go, let's do this. And obviously there was like some people that came in and said stupid stuff, but I got a lot more people agreeing. Like everybody was like, yeah, what the fuck's up with the sleeves? Yeah, why is there sleeves?
Good.
Like there was a lot more of that than of people saying, nah, you're wrong, it's perfect.
And it's not even perfect because it's still like not. It still doesn't look as. Well, I hate being that guy, but in the words of in inimitable J, like it's not. It doesn't look as I don't know. The deleted scene from like the Wolverine, that suit looked better. But I guess it was never meant to be worn. So
it was folded. So
like, there was one guy who like his response was something simple, like dude, that's exactly the suit in from the classic comic. And I told him it literally doesn't look like the picture right next to it, because it was like a side by side of the classic Wolverine suit, and then that guy, like it literally doesn't even look like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I didn't
kind
even point
of
out
like
that technically the classic is black.
Well, if you're doing like the CIA, like where the team, like with Maverick and all that, and that had sleeves, I'm down with that having sleeves.
No, but the suit that he wore with like Maverick when he was a part of that team with Maverick and Sabretooth is a completely different suit.
Right,
like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the black suit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got you. Right. But I think Oz here is saying that the stripes are like more blackish.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that giant belt too, but I guess that would look stupid.
Yeah. I mean, listen, nothing looks stupid. And that's the thing where the suit actually looks...
Legacy. Sorry, Larry, but we watched Jupiter's Legacy. Like that shit looks mad classic to the comic, and it's a comic people didn't even read, and the show still happened. It looked hokey, but the story was still good. Like it doesn't matter if it looks stupid. It's what you do with the movie.
The costume looks more like the whatchamacallit, Astonishing X-Men Wolverine costume, which is kind of like a more modern take on the classic Wolverine costume, which very well might be like, they took a little bit from there, a little bit from the original, and that might be what they're going with. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Astonishing costume has the smaller kind of red X on the belt, so it doesn't have like that giant red band across it.
The one caveat that I did concede is that I'm assuming maybe I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that at some point they're going to be in a fight and those sleeves are coming off.
Well, no, they're not coming off. He has no muscles. That's why he's wearing sleeves.
Well, I mean, he's been posting all these videos of him working out for the role.
Like, not enough to be sleeveless.
I've been reading that he actually has he's highly susceptible to skin cancer. And like he's had multiple scares in like the last few years, and so that might be why.
Sunblock.
I'm just saying,
overcast.
Listen, I'm just saying, look, Hugh Jackman is a good guy. He's been a good Wolverine. It's like I would like for him to have as accurate a portrayal of the character.
He was shirtless in every movie.
Well, that's
how he got the skin cancer.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. When he was younger and he didn't know. It's like, dude. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
already, like,
listen, nobody here wants more accurate X-Men portrayals than I do. Okay, no, you all know this, but it's not worth Hugh Jackman's life. I know that.
Here's why I think that's not true. I read the article, and apparently, like
why you think it's true that he doesn't have skin cancer? You mean?
No, why I think that's just an excuse that they threw out there. He may have had some scares, but I think some SPF 100 will be fine. They do make that, by the way. I've bought that. But the reason I think that this is just kind of an excuse because they didn't realize people would be mad about the sleeves is they said like one of the spots that it was a concern was like on his face.
Yeah,
I don't see him wearing the mask.
Yeah,
Like, that'd be a perfect way to prevent more skin cancer on
man,
your
I want a
face.
mask too.
listen, come on, guys. Let's be reasonable. Like, nobody that is afraid of getting skin cancer wears a mask everywhere.
But
Like,
you
that just
do
doesn't
when
happen.
you do
One
when you're
person
filming as
does.
Wolverine.
Who?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern wears a mask wherever he
He
goes.
goes to the beach. He wears like long sleeve shirts, a big straw hat.
Wait.
He covers
I'm not,
his face.
I'm not saying he should be wearing a mask in his daily life. I'm saying when he's shooting this movie, if he's got sleeves because he doesn't want to be out there exposed to the sun, put a mask on.
No, but he.
And
But
it
he
works
still
for the
needs to show
movie.
his-
It's the character.
He needs to show. He needs to show his face because
Do that indoors.
Listen again. Nobody here wants more accurate.
A sentinel could blow off the mask like with a plasma beam.
That actually,
Like if anything, that would make the better movie.
it gets some of that skin cancer off his skin too. Then it
Yeah,
regenerates.
because he regenerates.
There it is. They were on the same page.
That would be badass scene if it shoots him in the face and like, well, I guess the mask is on.
Like he literally got nuked in the second Wolverine. He's worried about skin
He did.
cancer.
So yeah, man. But
That's how I
I'll
feel
give
like
him-
Wolverine, even though he's too tall. It's like wear the mask, god damn it.
listen, I'm just gonna be thankful that we got something close to him in that.
Well, I know why.
You know, just because more than anything, because I'm expecting a more comic accurate portrayal of Wolverine
He's taller
down the
than
line
Deadpool.
from MCU.
Oh,
Well, I mean, what?
He's,
So,
he's taller than
like,
Deadpool. Like I think he put lifts in his boots. You can't hunch
Yeah.
over. Was he gonna get back
What-
cancer?
what I can say to you is this isn't, this is Deadpool that we're talking about. And, I feel like they know what the Wolverine costume does and doesn't look like that team of people. If they put sleeves on it, that was a choice they made. I don't know why. I'm not,
They don't care.
I don't think it's because they don't care. If they didn't care, they would
well,
just
it's
go
like
with it.
branding and merchandising. Like, if you buy a lunchbox, they can say, hey, those are our royalties. Because that's
there
our
you go.
design,
And look, maybe that's what it is, because maybe the MCU already has a sleeveless Wolverine. Like, nah, that's us.
Yeah.
Actually, the MCU's Wolverine is Hugh Jackman.
Why you say that?
They ain't got a new one.
Well, that's not true. You
Oh,
don't know if
they
have.
casted a new one.
They probably already.
You don't-
They put out a
You don't
movie I
know?
didn't see. Oh, I
No,
forget.
no.
You get them insider Disney things. Stall for the button. Stall for the button.
Oh, boy.
There it is. It's like, I don't want no more unless Heck calls in. I need him to do it live. No. So we'll see how it all turns out. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about the supposed story about Deadpool, and everything I've heard, I'm like, if even half of that stuff happens, it might actually end up being pretty epic.
Are they saying why Elektra's in it?
They're saying there's a rumor that it might be like a whole kind of like almost like a Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but it's like all the like other continuity characters.
Like, he's the reason Disney has all the stuff now. he killed off all the other universe.
So he's just gonna kill Elektra?
I mean, do you really want me to tell you like some of
Yeah,
these
if that's a
ones I've
rumor,
heard?
then
Or-
yeah.
Like, it's what we do
Oh,
here.
okay. I'm just saying. Okay, so like there's a rumor out there
By the way,
that
spoilers because he is a Disney insider, so he does have the inside scoop on this. All right, go ahead.
so there's a rumor that friggin' that Elizabeth Olsen very well might be opening the film as the like Fox's version of the Scarlet Witch, and like her feeling somehow like the stuff that has been happening, that happened in like Multiverse of Madness or whatnot, might kind of kick things off in Deadpool, so that she kind of goes a little haywire and does like almost like a House of M type treatment for in that universe
for the Fox stuff.
Like no more Fox.
For the Fox, yeah. And so you get like, so we might get like cameos and appearances from like all of those people, and so it'd almost be like a send off to that whole thing, almost like ultimatum, but for the Fox universe. And so we might get like farewells from like all the X people. Like there's a rumor that we might get Chris Evans' Human Torch in it.
I mean,
yeah, like a lot. Yeah, like a lot. Yeah.
Look, I hate these fucking nerds because that's actually better than what they probably will do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
no, I agree.
It's got to be legit cameos. It can't be like what the Flash did or like the CW did that too.
No, listen.
I'll take all of them.
We're not talking about.
I don't want them to just look at the camera and make their. Oh, I gotta look at the camera and make their Magnum face or whatever.
Do it again.
No, Blue Steel. No, it's
do it again. What face is they making us?
No,
what face is it?
See, now he's doing it like a DC because he's a DC family.
Right. So like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the route they decide to go, like, not only would that like kind of be like an epic send off for all of those characters, like, and you might get to see like potentially the best versions of any of those characters we've ever seen, but it might also potentially be like how they kind of incorporate some of those characters into the MCU moving forward, which is kind of crazy to think.
Characters in the MCU? Well,
no,
not the characters, not the actors.
Right, exactly. Okay. No actors, but the characters. So like, like who knows? Like Deadpool 3 could end up being like Fox. The closest thing Fox will ever come to Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Like a Fox Studios Endgame. And at the end of it, yeah, maybe those characters are actually part of the MCU.
Like Deadpool.
At that point,
Deadpool actually ends up being what Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be.
Well, I don't know if I would say ends up being. Yeah, I think Multiverse of Madness was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I thought it was supposed to like bring in the mutants and do all this stuff because that was like right after they got Fox.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to bring it. It's supposed to kick off the events that would eventually might bring, the incursions, like whatever,
right. Which is what, like, the Multiverse of Madness is what basically leads us to Secret Wars, which we thought we weren't going to be able to get any of those characters until. Or at least I thought, I'll speak for myself. I thought we wouldn't get any of those characters until potentially after Secret War, which is what? Damn near 2025? Is that 25, 26? I don't even know which year it is, but one of these years further away.
I got to look out after my health because I got to make it to then.
Yeah, it's probably been pushed further out till they recast Kang.
They're not going to recast him.
Look, at this point, I don't think they're going to recast him. Yeah, like the dude got exonerated, right? Jonathan Majors.
2027.
God damn! What the fuck?
Like I said, it just got pushed 2 years, right as we talked.
I'm gonna be way too old. I'm gonna be way too old to be angry about that movie.
I think you can muster up some anger.
Like, you'll still be angry. We just gotta make sure you take
I'm just saying it's not appropriate. Like, it's not. Here, bro, get the fuck out of here.
You would be angry. We just need to give you.
They're gonna call me. Was it Twinny or whatever? Like whatever the people that lived through 9/11 is. Get out of here. Yeah, Twinny Towery. Yeah, like.
Twinny Towery.
Yeah, like whatever those people are called. I don't know. They don't have we're not old yet, so they can't call us anything. But like how boomers were like the baby boomers because of World War II, and
yeah, I think we're Gen Xers, aren't we?
No,
you might be
you are, but but by
then a year younger than me. What do you mean you are?
It's like I think Yeah, we're in between.
They
But,
called
Generation
us
Y?
Gen Y. Yeah, that's one of the things they used to call
You
us.
don't
But
get the cool.
that was before the internet. Once the internet came, they're like, millennials.
So yeah, so we'll see how it all turns out with this Deadpool joint. But even though, and obviously Wolverine got all the press because it's Wolverine. But I will say, I don't know if you all looked at that Deadpool costume, but the Deadpool costume looks great.
It's brighter.
And yeah, it looks brighter. It looks like
desaturated.
It looks like the comic to me. Like, it looked like I can't think of whose art that is, but what the dude that draws Deadpool, where he has like a slightly bigger head, so he kind of has, and he has bad posture. Who's that? It almost looks like Scud.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying you need to know the name, but
Aaron Cooter.
You know what? I think it is Aaron Cooter. Thank you, Mo.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah.
It looks like Tony Moore, but Tony Moore does
Aaron
more.
Cooter.
And I actually just put Aaron Cooter art in our Discord because
I did see that.
He's like,
him warming up.
He said like, I've been drawing all his warming up sketches before he works. Those are it. But he bought a big sheet of sticker paper and he's drawing them on that. So he just cuts them out and he's like gonna give them out at conventions.
Oh, dude. Well, we know whose booth we need to go by first.
Yeah.
I was like, I want that Nightcrawler.
That Colossus.
Yeah,
it's like it looks so massive, and it's like
this
big. Yeah.
But yeah, it totally looked like Aaron Cooter's Deadpool, which I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Like,
he did that one story where Deadpool was it was Avenging Spider-Man, I think 7, where Deadpool was like trapped in Peter Parker's dream.
No, jeez.
And he was like the Freddy Krueger because he's all fucked up and shit.
Wade Wilson, Dream Warrior.
Yeah. Right. I'm a dream warrior. Sorry. I love that movie.
Yeah, no, it's a wild one.
Huh?
Dream Warrior?
Yeah, the third fucking Freddy Krueger movie. Yeah.
Is that the third one? I thought that was the fifth one.
No, that's the third one. Dream Warrior is the third one.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Like the guy in the wheelchair starts walking and becomes a wizard.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Anyway. Honestly, that is like a Shadow King story in the X-Men book. So I love that
Shadow King story. Yeah. I also felt it wasn't that gory. That's why I've seen some of these. Like, But anyway, all right. Shall we go on and start doing some of these reviews?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else in the news that we talked about.
Okay. What is it, Oz?
I don't know. That's why I said I feel like.
Jay, what is it?
My phone.
Go into Oz's feelings. Go into Oz's feelings. He feels like there's another news story.
I guess I could go back into our chat and talk about it, or look it up.
Like a lot of people are talking about the casting of Metamorpho for Superman Legacy.
Nah,
yeah, that's actually really good casting.
Yeah.
That fool's a good actor, and he looks like Metamorpho already. Which I feel bad for saying that, but but it's true.
There was a correction I wanted to make to something I said last week because you guys didn't give me enough time to think.
Or you're just wrong.
No, it was the thinking. I don't think so fast. No, you at one point you asked me what was the worst part of Nimona.
Oh yeah.
And I thought about it, and I went back and I kind of looked at the film a little bit more. Talking about the movie, not the comic. And I think the worst part is Nimona. Like until she shows up, like that opening, like it's a story of the two top knights, police, whatever warriors of this realm, who are also in love, and then one witnesses the other killing their queen, and it's a story of this guy has to redeem himself while this other guy is hunting him down, with that undertone of they're still in love because it was just sudden and recent.
Right.
That's a really good story. Like, I want to see that story. And then Nimona shows up and just starts, look at me, I can turn into stupid stuff. It just gets on my nerves.
I was like, I want The Fugitive, but I want Tommy Lee Jones
I want
and Harrison Ford to get down.
Yeah, I want him to run through a warp zone drain pipe and jump at some point.
I mean, I feel where you're coming from.
It's The Fugitive with a love story. I don't remember if The Fugitive had a love story. Not between the two guys chasing each other, anyway.
No, well, it had a love story in the sense that they killed the guy's wife.
Right, but I mean, in Nimona, the two people chasing each other are also in love.
What's Nimona?
Nimona.
That we did last week.
Oh, the two dudes. Yeah. Okay.
I was bringing it back to last week because I didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so Nimona showing up was the most annoying.
Now, and I feel where you're coming from with that, because I agree with you. Like,
this is setting aside the comic book stuff, because she was actually interesting in the comics.
Right, and not only is she interesting in the comics, which I do feel she's interesting in the film too, but it's like in the comic, the way she acts makes more sense based on the actual story of that book. And so, that kind of goes to the creators behind the movie, where they're like, okay, well, we're going to make this thing based on this property. And the main character is this person, Nimona. But then they're like, well, we're going to change the story of these two dudes that are in love with each other. And we're going to make it so that, well, the guy is getting framed, so he's not really a villain. And we're like
the changes fit better, that he's not a villain. That story
it doesn't fit better.
Yeah, it does, because he's not actually a villain in this one, and he doesn't want to do bad things. He wants to prove his innocence. That's not what happened in the comics.
Well, but here's the thing. I know it's not what happened in the comics, but the point is the main character is Nimona.
See, that's the problem with that movie.
See, and that's not the problem. That's why it doesn't. That's why I'm saying it doesn't fit better, because
call her Nimona. I call her.
You don't change. You don't change the main character to fit a subplot.
The main marketing opportunity.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're not wrong in saying the story that you wanted to see is an interesting story. It's super interesting. And if that was the movie, I would probably be really happy to watch that too. But you should make that movie when, on your own time, when you're not making a Nimona
adaptation.
Adaptation, right? Exactly, because that's the whole point.
Nimona adaptation. They didn't make that either.
Say what?
I would argue they didn't make an adaptation. So
but that's the thing. If that's what you were arguing, I would be like, you're correct. But not what you're arguing is the main character of the adaptation shouldn't be there. And that's like
how Lawrence keeps telling
that's
me
not true.
right,
That's not what shouldn't be there is the changes they made. But they should, they could have totally read Nimona and be like, what would be really interesting is that same kind of deal, except that do it like this. And they could have made that movie, and we all would have been like, man, that's an awesome little flick too. And then one day somebody would be like, that was based off of Nimona. And you're like, what?
Read it and be like, no, not really.
Like Fables and Once Upon a Time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. They were like, look, at some point, these cats are like, man, we're out here trying to mess around and push all these square pegs in round holes. It's like, let's just make our own thing.
Oh,
it's like, it turns out that all this stuff that we're trying to make is all friggin'
Disney,
not free use. What's the public domain?
Well, no, but it's all, they use the Disney characters. So, because it's a Disney company, they're like,
right.
Just use the Disney characters. You imagine those.
Right.
Tiger actually did bring up the story that I was thinking about. Couldn't remember.
Which one?
Yeah, the casting of Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific.
Who's
Mr. They cast all those people for what?
For Superman Legacy.
All those people are in Superman Legacy?
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
Who's Mr. Terrific?
Some black guy. I don't remember his name. The only one of those three that I know the name of is Guy Gardner, because they cast Nathan Fillion, which I've also been going online and telling people that's stupid too.
Yeah.
They should have done that in the friggin' 90s.
No, they should have made him Hal Jordan
instead of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Well, Guy Gardner, I'm sorry, Nathan Fillion as friggin' Hal Jordan would have been great back then too. But I could see him as Guy Gardner as well.
I can't even see him with red hair.
You don't like Guy Gardner. Like
I have no problem with Guy Gardner.
Like Guy Gardner is a redhead with freckles. Like, how can you see Nathan?
He's what's his face? Rorschach, that actor.
Yeah, he's Guy Gardner.
Wait, so you're saying that the person that plays Guy Gardner has to be a natural redhead?
No, he just got
red hair. Nathan Fillion's not going to look good with red hair.
Yeah, and he has to look the part. Jack Earl Haley looks the part.
Like, they need to have a punchable face. Nathan Fillion, like, he can't play angry.
I watched that show where he fucked some kid's daughter, and the guy still loved him. Like, he can't punch that guy in the face.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion, I think can't play. He just can't be angry. He can't play angry. And Guy Gardner is a character with a lot of anger. He's got so much anger in him. He puts on a red ring and takes the Red Lanterns from the guy that creates the Red Lanterns. That's how angry he is.
Here's a Tiger Claw proving that he reads more articles or blogs than he reads comics. But it's Guy Gardner. I heard he's a comedic character, so Nathan Fillion is perfect.
Look, Guy Gardner can be funny too.
But all do funny stuff at some point.
But it's not his. That's not his trait.
No, I agree with you. But isn't Guy Gardner's main trait? He gets angry, but isn't he more?
He had a yellow ring because anger makes people have fear. Like, he had a yellow ring when he had the Green Lantern ring, and then he had a yellow ring after because his ability to impose fear through his anger was stronger than his will.
Okay, but then wouldn't you say that?
And he was still a good guy with the yellow ring,
right? Wouldn't you say that there's a certain amount of arrogance that Guy Gardner has?
Yes, but there's always that underlying anger. It's like the guard dog that they tell you is okay to pet, and you're petting it, but you can see in his eyes that, like, if you move your hand the wrong way, you're losing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Guy Gardner. He could just go off at any moment.
And he's not a lovable dude either. Like, they've made him into a lovable dude in the later, like, Green Lantern shit, like, in the last, 15 years. But he's not. Like, everybody hates him. Even the other superhero hates him. That's why he's so angry, because nobody loves him. His own father didn't love him. Yeah.
Like, he's known for, because people hated him so much, he's known for pissing off Batman so much he punches him.
Here's the thing.
Him out and he wakes up in the next book.
If Guy Gardner didn't learn to fight but learned to be funny, he'd be Rodney Dangerfield. But no, he learned to fight, so he's a fucking he's a fucking bully, a problem to society. Yeah,
like you said.
I mean,
Earl Hurley. I forget what's his first name.
Yeah,
James?
Jack Earl Haley. Jack Earl Haley would be perfect.
Him in Watchmen in the prison scene. That's the Guy Gardner I want to see.
Guy Gardner, yeah.
He doesn't. I don't feel like he has the right.
He can't play it now. He's too old, and I don't think he can put any muscle on. But
I'm just talking about even in his prime. I don't think.
You know who could do it? You know who could do it? And it would look like the fucking comics, like a Dan Jurgens is that dude that plays fucking Archie in Riverdale.
I could see that.
That dude can pull it off.
Just let his hair grow a little bit.
Not that much. I mean, he's already got longer hair.
Oh, I don't watch Riverdale, so
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what it.
I guess
when it started,
my question
his hair was that long.
Is you want the bowl cut? Like, should they do the bowl cut?
Nowadays the bowl cut is in style, so they could make it like he could be like a reggaeton guy. All the reggaeton guys right now have bowl cuts.
Reggaeton guys. Listen, as I said, I feel like Nathan Fillion could pull off the bowl cut.
Not if it's ready.
You don't want Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Like, you're missing the point, Larry.
No, I'm just saying he could do it.
No, stop defending it. We don't want that here in Fantastic Four.
It's not even Disney. Why are you defending it?
Yeah,
it's not.
Well, he wants it to fail. That's why.
No. Listen, I'm just saying this conversation feels very reminiscent of the Heath Ledger conversation we had on Fantastic Four.
No. Look,
and when you were all telling me how wrong I was for
thinking
Nathan Fillion
act to pull it off. Yes. Are they going to make a good movie where you're going to get a good Guy Gardner? No. Like, this is just a reason to have James Gunn's friend Nathan Fillion in a movie. Like, that's all it is.
Okay.
So what do you think about Edie Gathegi for Mr. Terrific?
I don't know who he is.
Darwin from X-Men First Class.
Oh, he's good. He's a great actor. I love that guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nah, but he's a great actor. I've seen him in other things. I think
he's a good actor.
And now that he's aged, I think he could be a good Mr. Terrific.
I haven't seen him recently. When he was Darwin, like I think his chin was too pointy. Like he had that like gray alien head. And I think Mr. Terrific needs to be a little bit more.
He needs to be like a black Ben Affleck.
Yeah. But hey, look, Arrow had a Mr. Terrific, and nobody complained about that dude.
Right. Well, I did. He wasn't that terrific.
But then it almost got canceled.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the gay thing. It's like Mr. Terrific knows how to fight too. Yeah. Like this motherfucker didn't know how to fight. Yeah. This is Mr. Mediocre at best.
So why are there so many people in the Superman movie?
Because it's James Gunn.
Yeah. And James Gunn said that the movie is going to take place in a world that already has superheroes, so it's not going to be like just Superman.
Since he picked that guy to be Superman, he needs somebody with broad shoulders in it. Both the dude that's playing Mr. Terrific has broad shoulders, and so does Nathan Fillion. So they need to pull that.
Are you calling the new Superman bird-chested?
He's scrawny. He's small.
He's a teenage Avo.
Like he could really be whatchamacallit, Archie in Riverdale. Like Archie at Riverdale is too buff to be Archie.
Hawkgirl's gonna be Isabella Merced, who's
that?
Dora the Explorer.
Oh, she's good.
There was a movie called Dora the
Explorer. The live action.
No, I got it. Do you all know? Was she in anything else or no?
No, but
Chicago?
Sicario.
Oh, Sicario.
But she was a little kid in that. I mean, she was a little kid in Dora too, but she was older. I imagine
the last night.
Huh?
She was in Transformers the Last Night.
Oh, boo.
I don't know who that is. I've never seen that.
She's gonna be in Madam Web.
Yeah, no. Hopefully that never comes to fruition.
Wait, are they making a Madam Web movie?
Yeah, we talked about that already.
I don't remember that. I'm glad I don't remember.
Craven.
Oh, dude, nah.
Dakota Johnson is Madam Web. You don't remember any of this?
Listen, I'm pretty sure I'm protecting myself psychologically. Like, such a bad idea. Like, just an entire Madam Web movie sounds like
Adam
a bad
Scott's
idea.
Gonna be Ben Parker.
Oh my god. Oh shit! I didn't buy enough booze for this show.
See, look, you need to start forgetting, Mo.
Well, that's why I usually forget what we do live here, but
your mental health is the most important thing, Mo.
I used to go to superheroes for mental health. Now I can't.
Yeah, there it is. At least not to the movies. You got to go back to the comics. Indie comics.
By the way, Hawkgirl is playing Anya in the Madam Web movie.
Oh, she's perfect for that.
Wait, who is?
The girl playing Hawkgirl in the Superman Legacy movie is playing Anya in Madam Web.
Oh, so she's in both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anya. From what I saw in Dora the Explorer, the movie, like she'd be a good Anya.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I meant to I'm going to mention this to you real quick, Mo, and I'll definitely send you some stuff to follow it up later. But they had the Xbox like indie showcase joint.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say maybe it was yesterday or the day before. One of the games they showed was a game called Hellboy Web of the Word, I think. I don't remember if it was Word or Weird. I think it's Word.
Word.
But I want to mention it to you just because it's a Hellboy video game.
Mm-hmm.
And the look of it is basically like a Mike Mignola comic.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Yes, Word. But I just want to prep you because I know it's going to come on your radar at some point. Like if I had said anything, it would come on your radar. And I know you'd be mad at us because we didn't mention it. But then I also want to double.
I've known about this game for like months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Mike Mignola on Twitter and all that.
Oh, so you all know about this game?
I don't, because I don't pay attention to Twitter that much.
No, when I saw it on Steam, I wishlisted it.
Damn, and he was like, you know what? Keep it a secret from Mo. Because, Mo doesn't like Hellboy. Why do you do this?
Well, he hates Steam, though.
Yeah, I hate Steam.
But it might come to it was on the Xbox Indie Showcase.
Now, not then.
Yeah, he said he saw it on Steam, not on Xbox, whatever.
Months ago.
So you wouldn't have wanted to know about it, Mo? Is what you're saying? Months ago?
If it was on Steam, you're actually doing me a favor by not telling me.
Plus blood pressure medication.
And you know what? And it's only because no, my blood pressure is fine. I only have 250 triglycerides, so I'm good. The limit's 299. That's what like people that are sick have.
Ooh, it's also on Nintendo Switch.
But but realistically, like I've been spoiled by cloud gaming. So it's like if it's not like I'm like, oh, I could get a Steam account and I could buy stuff, and then it had an app for the phone. My this thing, where's this thing? My backbone. By the way, Larry, if you want to go spelunking, I got this ready. We can go. We'll be going there into the caves.
Spelunking?
Yeah, just like the Submariner thing that went into the Titanic.
Don't you need to be holding the rope?
Yeah, this will hold it. This will hold it.
Just gonna wrap it around your cock.
Yeah, my cock is the rope.
Oh, Lord. It's like, let me die.
No, but I've been spoiled by it where it's like I anything I buy or download or anything on my Xbox, I can just play on my phone with my Backbone. So Steam is compatible with Backbone. Oh, good. And it turns out I got to be on the same Wi-Fi as whatever computer I have Steam on. And I don't have a computer that can run Steam. Or at least I have a computer that can run Steam, but I'm not going to risk running Steam on it because I need that computer to work so I can do the show.
Steam has a handheld.
Right, but it's what, $400?
I think it's like
yeah, so I'm like, I'm not going to buy that for a system I've been lovingly avoiding for so long.
But the reason I'm bringing it up more than anything, Mo, is to just kind of warn you, because I don't want you to look at this game because you're gonna see the game before you hear the game, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to. I just want to brace you for, because the visuals are good, but Hellboy's voice is terrible. it's so bad. I don't know. You said Mike Tyson? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Listen,
Lance Riddick?
I'm gonna fight Samael.
Wait, I think it's actually Lance Riddick.
I'm gonna murder Samael's children.
Is it really?
Right hand.
It doesn't sound like him.
I gotta look further into it. I just saw
Lance Riddick.
It doesn't sound like him.
I don't know who Lance Riddick is.
You
know him if
from
you saw
John
him.
Wick.
Keanu Reeves?
He passed away recently.
Yeah, he's doing Hellboy.
So that my dad doesn't mean he's voicing Hellboy.
The concierge, the black guy.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's John Wick. He's the
in the first
guy in Zero Dawn.
He's in all the John Wicks.
Okay, I don't remember him.
The hotel desk. The guy he asked to take care of his dog.
With the coin that he gave the coin to in the first movie. I don't remember that guy.
If only we could just put up a picture on, like right there.
I feel like we.
Like we would all push to the side, to this side, and then the picture would show up like right there, probably about yay big.
We need a bigger production team.
We don't need a bigger production team. We just need a person that's on the production team that's not doing the show at the same time. That's all.
That's an extra person.
Right.
That's a bigger team.
That's
a bigger team.
Right. An addition of one. Look, Jay's working on it. That's his I'm working on it face. See? Look, there it is. Hold on.
Hey, I already got in trouble for having all these interns in and out of the house.
That's his I'm working on it face. See?
Oh, that's the dude from John Wick.
That's him. That's the black dude.
He's the voice of Hellboy. Although Hellboy voiced by Jay, I would play.
Yes, I agree. I'm surprised Mo doesn't know who he is, because I'm like, Mo.
He knows. Like,
maybe I just don't know his name. But...
I mean, you look at that guy and you don't think that guy's name is Lance.
Right, I agree with
you. And then Riddick.
See, he's the spinny circle.
Yeah, that's what he looks like, huh?
That's what he looks like.
The black screen.
Actually, I think I'll just go on my phone.
What? Listen. You're playing a video. Oh, okay.
I guess.
Just show a picture. I don't need to see no video.
Well, I think
you wanted you to hear the voice.
Art thou the devil come to renege on his bargain?
No, but I get that a lot.
Well, I was about to say you better not have that accent.
Perhaps thou art deaf. Come to claim me and break the contract.
I just want to stop this place from breaking my place.
And I say, thou shalt go no further.
Yeah. That's what the internet,
brother. Have it your way.
You recorded all this before
it doesn't sound like him to me.
It's Web of Weird.
Oh, it's
weird.
Yeah,
and it's spelled weird.
Yeah. It's still weird, but it's pronounced. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the guy from Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
He wasn't Lost as well.
You just have to say the guy from Lost, the black guy from Lost.
I mean, we said black guy. You should know already. Like, if it's not Sam Jackson.
Well, but that's I don't even remember Sam Jackson in I only watched one John Wick movie. So, and it was so long ago. All I remember is the dog and Keanu Reeves. That's it.
Well, listen. Okay, well then, listen. This is like, don't be mad at us because we decided to tell you about something that he had done in the last, year.
What are you talking about? Us? You brought it up. Don't put that on us.
Don't be mad at me for telling you about something he did
Jay said
in
on
the
this once because he knew this would happen if he brought it up.
It's the guy from Quantum Break.
Wait. So, don't get me wrong. I understand that Lance Reddick is in Quantum Break, but he's not the guy from Quantum Break, is he?
He's the black guy from Quantum Break, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like he's the villain. Technically, he's like the antagonist. So, like,
no, absolutely right. And I'm pretty sure he's the only black person in the whole game.
Right. So,
but like, I'm just saying, like, I tried to tell you about stuff he had done recently, and you want me to bring up stuff he had done 10 years ago.
I didn't watch those things he did recently.
Okay.
So that's like
he was also
like you watched John Wick,
Godzilla versus Kong.
I watched John Wick 1. That was like 10 years.
But John Wick 1 is after Lost.
Right. But I didn't pay attention to him he didn't stand out to me in John Wick.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay.
And well, realistically, nobody did other than Keanu Reeves and the dog.
Okay. The dog.
Yeah,
the dog. On there very long.
That's it. That's all I care about. The only reason people got me to watch John Wick is because oh, what's the dude? They kill his dog and then he goes on a killing spree.
Isn't there one of the movies?
Dude, I love that. That's me. You know. So I'm like,
isn't one of those John Wick movies like his car becomes the new dog? Like he's upset that he damaged his car.
Yeah, that sounds some homosexual.
And he does like the same speech where it's like it wasn't just the car.
No, I mean it's not like that. Like I mean the John Wick movies take place in like I feel like there's we talked about this, didn't we? Like the gap is like super small between all the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't shop at the gap.
All you have to say is like the guy from Lost and Quantum Break.
I feel like he's more than that, and you will too when you watch the other John Wick movies.
I'm not gonna watch it, but
okay. Well then, look, if you don't want quality entertainment, then you don't even have to tell us. Just keep that to yourself.
I don't have time. I'll get quality interviews. I'll watch reruns of Seinfeld. It's fine.
Hey, listen,
he's in those. Fair. So
he's in those. That's so good. I love it. Damn. Why did Seinfeld have more black people in it than Friends? That's so weird. Anyway,
because it's
okay.
Real of New York.
I know.
It's called let's Lawrence.
There it is. Okay, let's. What do y'all want to talk about first? You want to talk about Painkiller Jane, or you want to talk about I Hate This Place?
I'm gonna leave it to
okay.
Jay, he picked these technically.
I didn't realize that was the book. I thought you were just
technically you picked I Hate This Place.
Yeah,
that's true. So which one do you want to talk about first? I Hate This Place or friggin' Painkiller Jane?
I guess Painkiller Jane, since we read two of them.
Let's do it.
What do you mean, we white man?
Look, I didn't even know I Hate This Place was a book. I thought Lawrence was just telling us how he felt.
The funny thing, I'm trying to think what the last thing I said that I was like, man, I hate that. Like
comic book
review.
Comic book
like review.
Well, not like that, but like.
I love it. Thank you. Shout out to Amber. Tell Amber we said hello, Oz.
No.
Don't worry. I'll just text her. No, I'm joking.
Oh, yeah. You saw her.
I did.
Good.
Yeah.
It's always good to have proof of life.
Last time I saw her, she looked good. She was fine. I don't know what happened after that.
You hear her say every week. Yeah, that's right.
There it is. Like, Oz is innocent. Free Oz.
That's live. That's live. That's not recorded at all. Exactly the same way every time.
There it is. All right. So, We are talking about Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers. Jay, you did bring this book to the table, which is a bit ironic because, you know, like in my remembrance, for whatever that is, you know, Mo has always been the Painkiller Jane fan.
That's not true.
So, no?
No. I mean, I like Painkiller Jane, but I'm not like, you know, the initial run back when they were together, like I read and enjoyed. And then like her Punisher crossover, Wolverine crossover, you know. But
she was in the Punisher Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, but it's always like I know I've always talked to Jay about it back in the day too when we first started, you know.
Oh,
so like
you're saying Jay's always been a Painkiller Jane fan.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again, Jay? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I wasn't that fond of the TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what I'm hearing is you both have
what
been
you're
fans.
learning about your best friend of 50 years is that he actually really enjoyed this one property.
He's a lifelong Painkiller Jane fan and has decided never to really bring it up to me. Is that what's happening?
No, he's always around.
Yeah, you just don't pay attention.
I just like the Valentine's joint. Like, that was my Painkiller Jane experience. And then the TV show, which I didn't like. And now Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers.
So are you saying the only Painkiller Jane you've really read is the Valentine's special and this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, am I right then, or am I crazy?
You're crazy.
I'm sitting here like y'all are telling me that Jay is a giant Painkiller Jane fan and Mo is not. Mo listed like 15 books Painkiller Jane has been in. He's like, I'm not a Painkiller Jane fan. I just only read this one, this series, and that series, and then that series, and then that series. And then Jay is like, well, I've only read the Valentine's Day and then what we're reading today. So that means Jay's only read one more book than I've read. So I'm just like, what's happening today? What are y'all doing? Please stop this. Can we just go back to like normal where I say things and you all are like, okay, yeah, it's not like, you know, because I don't say outlandish stuff.
I'm sorry, Larry.
Damn it.
I too am sorry that you're wrong.
I love that Oz doubled down. Oz is like, I'm gonna stick with the fact that your friend that you've known since you were a baby, you don't know him. He's like, I know him better than you do. He's a Painkiller Jane fan because of all the Painkiller Jane comics he's read. That is one more than what you've read.
More than me.
Okay. Well, listen, no one said you were a Painkiller Jane fan. And this is what I'm saying. I'm like, man, I feel like Mo has been talking to me about Painkiller Jane since we met.
I think he's just talking to you about painkillers.
And that one girl,
like,
Jane.
He's like, these arena shifts are terrible. Right. Like,
you just been misunderstanding that
Painkillers. Hey man, I entertained it because I was sitting here like, oh man, maybe I just didn't realize that Joe was reading all these Painkiller Jane comics, and I was like, how did that happen? And I'm sitting here like, man, you know what? I don't know why I even, you know, that's because I trust. That's the problem. It's because I trust you all. Might need to rethink that. Anyway, so Jay, what was it about Beautiful Killers that kind of put it on your radar? Because you bought like a physical copy of this book, right?
Technically, they forced the physical copy onto me with my digital purchase.
Got it. So they didn't give you a choice on whether you have a physical. Look, they're like, we need these numbers. Like everybody that buys this digital copy gets a hard copy. They're like, no. Look, no wonder you weren't looking for that one, huh? You're like, Jay for his other packages, he was like, hey man, when that stuff come in, get it to the house for me. Okay. Painkiller Jane been here for like 2 months. Jane's like, I don't need those physical copies. He's like, you could just hold on to that if you want. No. Damn. Okay. It's all making sense to me now. Okay. Because I was kind of like, okay, when you did bring it up, I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize Jay, like you were a Painkiller Jane fan like that. So what made you get the digital copies? What was it that intrigued you about Beautiful Killers?
An adult comic by Jimmy Palmiotti. Like after reading Sex and Violence, I was like, what the hell? Like I've heard of Painkiller Jane before.
Right.
And she seems like an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
And titties. So why not?
This book definitely does have a lot of breasts in it. Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a lot, but I only read issue 2.
A little floppy too.
Well, yeah, it's there. It's not trying to be salacious. It's just like natural. Like it's just a scene where somebody's going to the shower. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like issue 1 might be trying to be salacious.
Yeah, I didn't read issue 1.
I only read issue 2.
Yeah,
they're going at it. Like, okay.
Issue 1 just has like random breasts sometimes. I was like, look, there was a scene in
one.
issue.
There's breast. Like it,
right.
It's so blatant. Like the dude is even like, I better cover these.
Listen, I was like, there was a scene where the two of them decided to go to France. Where they go? They go to Italy? Venice. They go to Venice. You're right. And Home Chick was on the balcony of their hotel room, and all she had on was panties.
But that's just Europe. Like that's how Europe is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah.
So if I go to Europe,
me neither, but I know that's how it is.
It's like I might just see a random American out on their balcony in just panties. Random American woman in just panties.
Well,
like,
maybe
here's the thing.
American, but
here's the thing.
You can buy
if they were
in
if
Europe,
she was
in
the room. If she was in the room, I wouldn't even probably thought twice of it. Even though, no, that's not true. I would have thought about it. Yeah, I would have thought twice about it in the room. But at least it's like they're in the room, and it's like if they want to be around each other naked, then they want to be around each other naked. But this chick was like on the balcony in just her panties, and that's it. And she's not even on a high floor. You know what I mean? She's like, like this joint, this hotel is like maybe 3 stories high. And I'm like, there's probably somebody's kid that's looking up like, wow. You know? And I'm like,
you're not uptight about that.
Right. And that I do understand. But again, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, there's not a good reason for these breasts right now, but okay. They just out. So like, okay. And, look, I'm not saying that, like if you're a woman that lives in the world and you just want to, have your breasts out, more power to you. You should be able to do that. I'm just saying that this is fiction. And so because it's fiction and it's like a dude like writing and drawing, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, like these are just superfluous breasts. So it's like, I want to draw a naked woman, or I want to see a naked woman drawn. I was like, okay, well.
Would you rather they just had all dudes?
Naked dudes?
Yeah, like is only like from what you're saying is maybe like they're just qualified to draw naked dudes. Like they shouldn't be drawing naked
No,
women.
I mean, let me put it like this. The difference is in the 2 books that we saw, there was one naked guy. And when the guy was naked, it made sense for him to be naked. Like I understood from the course of the story why he was nude. So I was just kind of like, that's interesting, because like there was definitely multiple times when women were naked, and I'm like, I don't know why this woman's naked right now. Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying she shouldn't be naked. I'm just saying it's interesting that they just make the choice.
A dude shouldn't draw it.
No, I'm not even saying it shouldn't be drawn. Like, I guess here's the thing: if you want to draw women naked, you can make stories where that makes sense. Like, there are points in this book where there are women naked, and it makes sense as a course, point of the story. But then there's a lot of other times when women are naked, and it's just a choice. Like, they just decide women are naked, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But I give them props for the idea or the consistency, in the sense that, like, Painkiller Jane has some mad tan lines, and it makes sense because it's like, yeah, like, she has tan lines like in her bikini line because she wears bottoms, but she don't wear tops that often, and so she got less tan lines up top. So I'm like, okay, like at least they're being consistent with the colors.
So was this a Kickstarter thing, Jay?
Yes.
Okay. What was the
I
tier?
was on like a mini Kickstarter.
Well, no, continue. But I do want to ask you what the tier was. Like, what how much was it for both issues, or what perks you get? What? Yeah.
I don't remember. Like, I know I didn't go too high. Like, I did want to like give him money and support, but I didn't go too high.
Okay.
But yeah, I was on like a mini Kickstarter binge because Terry Moore announced the Kickstarter, and I was like, yeah, I do want that. And like, I think Painkiller Jane kind of linked. Like, I think they were like, you might also like this if you're, if you're backing this, you might also like this. And it's like, yeah, I might like that.
There it is.
Okay.
Cool.
How much? So you don't remember how much it was, but all you got was the physical and digital copies. You didn't get stickers or bookmarks or anything like that.
I might. I have to double check. I haven't opened it yet.
Jay specifically went as low as possible to not get physical stuff.
Right.
Well, can you open it now? Like, we could do like an Oz's package.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Look at me, I'm producing. What? I didn't read issue 1, but I'm producing the segment.
Do that, Jay.
All right. We got my package.
Did you come up with that because I just sent you the new video?
Yeah, I did that.
It's missing a cover. There's one missing a cover image that I gotta get to you tomorrow.
Yeah. What cracking that open, Oz? What did you think of this book?
There's a lot of words. A lot. I can see why it took him so long.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, man. He like packs those.
You didn't see the see the breast?
There's little breast. Her nipples are too big. No, it's fine. I opened it at work. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm reading this later.
Yeah, right.
Because there are a lot of words. So I've got my tablet there. I'm like, I can't just scroll through this. I gotta like read this dissertation that he wrote. But yeah, no, it was fine. It's there were a few slow moments because there's a lot of talking. But it opens up with a great action thing, like the hitman. Well, I'm talking about issue 1.
Yeah,
the whole thing with the hitman, and I was like, well, I guess I can't have witnesses, and so now there's like a murder spree that he has to go through because there's this chain of like people that might figure something out. I thought was interesting.
Right.
I want to know more about that guy. The book is interesting, and it's well drawn. It's not as good looking as that cover on the inside, but it's
seen a lot again, Jay?
All right, this is the first.
Like that's a beautiful cover.
Sorry, my screen is reversed.
No, it looks fine.
But
hold on, bring it up again. I was trying to see what the perks were. Okay. Who did that cover?
This cover is Palmiotti.
Oh, no.
And so behind that, we have this art print.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
With,
what happened to her arm?
Obviously,
I forgot. Something happened, like it got shot off or cut off, and she was like, "I'm gonna beat you with my arm."
Okay, so that was one of the perks.
I got a few of these.
He's just gonna look at him and put him down.
I know, right? Jay's like, he's not gonna show it.
Oh man, this is a really nice one. Okay.
Well, no, you got
It's two of the same one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means
are they signed? Are any of those like actually signed?
Not signed, no.
Ah, cheap bastard.
Nah, but you can take it to Comic-Con and get it.
Got stickers.
Oh, see, that's what I was
nice.
Those are really nice.
And you got that J. Michael Linsner sticker right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy that off of you. That's the digital cover for issue 2.
Nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
Or at least it might be the cover he got for issue 2, but.
And you said you got like one of the lower tiers, right? So this isn't like.
Yeah, it's not a high tier.
How many books?
2.
2 books, and you got both of them, right?
Here's issue 2.
Ah, damn, that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, J. Michael Linsner, man.
And this was hardcover, or like the
like trade paper.
Yeah, it's
the gloss
yeah,
cover.
The gloss cover.
Right.
By the way, Hecting Chat is quoting Mayor Young.
Nice.
You didn't see the breast? Mayor Young, FF 2023.
I'll take it.
The breast or the comment?
Both.
That's the title of this episode.
My package.
iTunes.
Oh, Jay's package.
Yeah. It was high quality, but it was kind of small. A lot came out of it, though.
It's too funny.
Speaking of, and I'm gonna do this real quick tangent because Mayor, I meant to tell you, my brother sent me this clip of Frank Sinatra doing a Little John cover, and I absolutely have to send that to you.
You should definitely send that to me. That sounds pretty fantastic.
Is it done by AI or it's a real thing?
AI.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I'm out.
I don't know if we could show it. The writers are on strike.
Yeah, but it's music.
I mean, you write music.
Yeah.
Lyrics write music. You should be on strike.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even like unions, but I support the writers.
I do support the writers. And it looks like they're making a breakthrough. They've got like the government involved to do mediation.
Oh, great.
But back to being
they're gonna be
Jane.
They're gonna take a break from figuring out where people should shit to go fight for the writers.
Well, the writers have to get to work on the 2024 election. They gotta. I mean, they gotta top the last two.
Oh my God! There it is. I blame Jimmy Palmiotti for all this. Too funny. Okay, so Oz, you felt like the book was a little too wordy.
Yeah, but I always feel like that just in general.
But did you feel the words were like let's say how Larry felt about the nudity? Like if it was like there was stuff where maybe they could have been less words, like less breaths, like superfluous in the words of Mayer. Do you feel like some of those words could have been like some of that dialogue could have been trimmed down, cleaned up, or something?
Yeah, there were a few conversations where I'm like, it's all right. Let's move along. Let's keep going. I need to turn the page. But it's not. It wasn't as often as a book this wordy normally feels. Like usually a book like this, I'll feel like that almost every page. This was just kind of every once in a while. So it's well written.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I wanted to, because I felt that from issue 2 myself. Well, I felt that there was a lot of words, but only because I was also in a bit of a time crunch. I didn't have a lot of time to read it, so I'm like, these damn words. Why can't it be like Nimona? It's like, it's like this conversation's useless, but it's short. Yeah, but
That's too funny.
but ultimately, like, I did feel like a lot of the conversation in issue 2, the wordiness was really like the characters. You're getting to know these characters in a story that maybe could have been 3 issues. They did it in 2, in terms of getting the characters to know. Like not as I'm almost, at least for issue 2, I felt like it had a little less action than I'm used to for Painkiller Jane. But I did enjoy the. I did enjoy getting to know the characters that I don't know,
Yeah, I mean, I will say
I'm reading issue 1, so like I need to know these
people. I was gonna say, I feel like issue 1 does a good job of setting up, like what's happening in the moment. At the same time, it gives you a little bit of background on what happened, I guess, in the last Painkiller Jane book, but it doesn't spell it out necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Like you definitely get like a piece of what the twist, I guess, is of the last series, but it's still intriguing enough that for me, I read these 2 books and I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of want to know. They're referencing the old stuff enough, or the last arc enough, that I kind of want to read it. But I don't feel like I need to read it to understand what's happening in this story, which is like, that's a hard needle to thread. And it's like a lot of modern comic writers don't get that well. Like there are a lot, which is kind of the whole thing that people like one of the complaints that modern comic writers have had, where they're like, hey, I don't know where to start. It's like, I felt like when Jimmy Palmiotti obviously is a guy that's been doing comics since the 90s, maybe more, right? I don't know. Was he doing comics in the late 80s?
Yeah,
early.
Yeah, because he was working on, like, I mean, he worked when the dude, but he was like an inker, like writing and stuff that he didn't until he started doing like Painkiller Jane
I know
stuff.
he prominence in the 90s, but I know that I wouldn't. But I'm sure, like, you're right. Like, I'm sure he was working in the late 80s, but it's one of these things where I know that when I first started reading comics, it's like, and it's wild. But I know that people, like, when the first issue that I read that kind of got me into comics, it's like a book. It's like literally like the last part of like a 5-arc story. It was, not only was it compelling enough for me to be like, I want to know what happens next issue, but it was compelling enough for me to be like, I want to go back and read the stuff they referenced, because that sounds interesting too. And that's what this book reminded me of, where I'm like, oh yeah, like that's something that modern writers don't necessarily get the good balance of, because they'll reference old stuff, but it makes you feel as though that old stuff is very key to what you're reading today. And I feel like a lot of people today are kind of like, I don't know, I read something, but I'm not exactly sure what, and I didn't have like the context. I feel like they don't have the context for it. So, but yeah, so I definitely felt the writing was good. Like, I enjoyed it. How did you all feel about the art?
Issue 2 had that little like surreal sequence, like when she's, I guess, in the mini coma or whatever, the fever dream. That was done by
the Momoko.
the Peach Momoko, page
Yeah.
127. I thought that was a nice touch. Like I liked how that looked. I liked like that part wasn't that wordy, but all the words had weight. Like every part of that conversation in the dream had weight, and I like the font they used for the dream talking to her, which is herself talking to herself. You know, like they used a good font. They did fuck up in one word bubble where it didn't have a tail, so I didn't know who was saying what. But other than that, I'll just knock off like an eighth of a point for that. But other than that,
only 1/8.
only 1/8 because out of all the word bubbles, they all had it, and they were all in the right direction, and they all had good font. You know, even the sound, those onomatopoeias like had good font. So I'm like, hey, this is good stuff. Yeah. Well, just 1/8. Like, realistically, it should be more like 1/64th, judging by the amount of word bubbles there are in it, because they are it is wordy. So, but you know that would hardly make a dent into the review. So 1/8 it is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oz, how'd you feel about
it? It was fine. I did like that dream sequence. That was actually really good. But for the most part, I'm gonna say average. Like I said before, I've seen a lot worse, but I've also seen a lot better.
Okay. How about you, Jay?
Oh, I enjoyed the art. Like I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean,
I thought the action scenes were well coordinated.
That I would agree with you. Like, I feel like, you know, while the art, as far as the quality is not the right word, but like, I don't look at the art. The better way to say this, I don't look at the art and say to myself, like, man, like, you know, this artist is amazing. However, and I believe the guy's name is it Santa Cruz? Or I think it's Santa Cruz. But can say is I feel like the storytelling aspect art good. And so I feel like that's definitely worth mentioning because I do think that the storytelling is definitely on point, and it's like there's a lot of information that gets conveyed panel to panel. I feel like, you know, there wasn't any point where I'm like, oh wait, what's happening from here to here, you know, and it's like there's a lot of like different emotions and a lot of different little cues that get conveyed in each panel. And so I have to give the artist his props in that regard. You know, at the same time, you know, it's like, again, the style, I guess maybe it is the style itself doesn't blow me away. And, you know, like from an anatomy standpoint, sometimes it's like a little bit like, I don't know, maybe that's okay, but maybe not. You know, it's like, you know, it's a little, it plays a little loose with the anatomy in some places and not in a comic book way. Me, you know, or you know what I should say, not in a superhero comic book way. It plays loose with it in a different way, and you know, I guess I read a lot of superhero comics, so that's what I'm used to. And so, you know, I won't say if I read more indies because I read a lot of indie books too. You know, I definitely read a lot of superhero books, but I read a lot of indie books at this point too. So I don't know, but we'll see. But like I wouldn't knock the art by any means, especially considering the gentleman is a good storyteller. So Go ahead, Mo.
I gotta give props to the colorists too, because the issues you have with the art are are hidden well. Like I didn't see them.
I agree.
As you did, because a lot of the colors were good. Like just the walls in the room, like the colors, like what they choose to make the bedspreads look like. It just feels like a full on, almost a cinematic experience. Like everything just has its place in it, and it just feels right. Like just the bandages too, like the shade of white on the bandages, which is kind of a lot of it is her. That's almost like her costume, like in silhouette, like no coat with the bandages. So, you know, they did a good job with that. The tan lines. That I was gonna finish with that.
That's what I said. Yeah, the tan lines.
Noticing those tan lines, that's the colorist doing a great job. Not necessarily us being perverts.
No, I agree, and that's why I mentioned it earlier because, like I said, the tan lines on the bottom are different than the tan lines on the top.
I think like she's actually banded, so you're not actually seeing her naked, but it's revealed enough that you see the tan lines.
Yeah.
So it's not like
bottomless. Just go ahead and ignore that. So, okay, cool. So, I mean, I don't know. Who does anyone have anything else they want to say about Painkiller Jane before Painkiller Jane Beautiful Killers before we rate it?
I regret not reading issue 1.
You can. Listen, I guarantee you will contextualize issue 2 better for you just because. And this is interesting because again,
I know, I'm like, why are we just reading issue 2? Like, because I'm like, this is it's not even, if I were to judge it on its own without realizing I fucked up, it's like this isn't even like a good issue to jump on in the way it's written. It's like it doesn't give you enough of issue 1. Like it literally, it could have been just one big issue, I'm in the middle of something. So I'm like. But now that I realize I fucked up, like the egg is all over my face.
It's okay, Mo. But it's interesting because
I handled all this package that one time.
What I will say is that it'll definitely recontextualize issue 2. But at this time, like I said, this goes back to what I was saying in regards to striking that balance between what's come before and where you're at now, because where we're at in issue 1, Painkiller Jane's obviously like having some sort of like intimate relationship with this person. What's her name? Is it Aja? How do you say that name? I don't remember.
I say Aja.
Okay, let's say it's Aja. So she's having like an intimate relationship with Asia, and that's evident from the very start of issue 1. However, like I know for me, I didn't read any of the last Painkiller Jane, so I don't know where this shit came from. But I know, or they give me enough information that I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, they obviously were some sort of together relatively, and obviously must have connected. Because they're still hanging out, and like Painkiller Jane is taking a vacation now. She's like trying to get take a breather and away from her usual stuff because of some of the stuff that went down in the last arc. And I'm just like, oh, like like they drop just enough so that it's not too much where I'm like, oh, I don't need to read that, and it's enough that I'm intrigued. So I'm like, oh man, like I might go back and check that out. Like it might be interesting to see her meet this person and see what their first encounters were like and all that kind of stuff, because she almost kind of comes across as like a bit of a Painkiller Jane kind of counterpart, like she's the Painkiller Jane of her circle, even though she's not, she's still not Painkiller because she doesn't healing all that, still does her thing. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that might have been worthwhile to check out. And so who knows? Like, depending, I might mess with it. But
and I will say, I kind of love the place where Painkiller Jane is at the start of this arc, where she's relaxing, but she kind of is getting antsy from not doing stuff. But she definitely is trying to avoid anything complicated or where they might be the bad guys. She's like just trying to do something simple and clean. And I do like that. And Ajo's response to her too was like great. It's like someone's always the bad guy. Like,
right.
It's like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's even like when they're trying to figure out what job to do, she's kind of basing it on where do I want to go.
Right. There's definitely that element to the whole thing, right? Where would I like to be? Yeah, so that's cool. So okay, so shoot, let's rate this bad boy. You friend, would you rate Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers?
Who?
Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers? Isn't that the name of the book?
Oh no, I was asking who you said because you clipped out on my end. My internet is being a bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry, friend. Yeah,
no, I think it's Larry's internet that's being a bitch.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. My internet's being a bitch.
I will give Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers 1 and 2 a 4.5. There was like one small part where I thought it could have been paced a little better. Just one tiny part.
Why don't you talk about it?
Huh?
What is it?
It's the fight between Jane and the serial killer. Like it cuts off like super abrupt. And there is a reason for it, but at the same time, I would have liked that drawn out a little bit and then cut. And the resolution, which I enjoyed. But yeah, that was my only issue.
Up until that resolution, I did feel like maybe this needed a third issue, you know? Because it felt fast. But then when you see what happens, like, okay, that's just, you know, that's implied ending, you know? I get it. It's more about the people than the action. I like that. Yeah.
Right.
Oscor, what would you rate Painkiller Jane, Beautiful Killers?
I think I'll also do 4. There's a couple of little things here and there that I don't need, like Painkiller Jane taking a shit.
Right. she was like on the toilet more than one time.
Yeah.
But if you've read Painkiller Jane, like that's part of like Palmiotti's style. Like that's kind of
probably how he wrote it.
Well, no, that's like if you read the pro, like I think it opens up with her taking a shit too. Like, so it's just it's part of Hector in chat says someone has a fetish, and I don't think it's that. I think it's just like it kind of gives you a moment in their lives that it just makes them feel more human, and everybody's
it's not like it's like focused in on there. She's just on the toilet.
Right,
while talking to Ajira or whatever.
Yeah,
I just don't need it. But
right, but it's just
it's like Lawrence and Breast. Like why like not really. Like, okay, I can see the interest. There's a word there that is now gone. Red Lantern's rage. I can see the appeal, and it's like a little bit of slice of life in this secret agent murder for hire thriller. Yeah, so I'm fine with it. It's just
hey man, I listen. Some people are into all that, so I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying I understand that it's not for everybody, and that might be what it is, Oz. Where it's like
when we talk to him at Comic Con, you could ask him like, "Hey, why is she shitting so much?" like,
what is she?
Talk to Jimmy Palmiotti.
Yeah, just say like, "Hey, why did she?" Oh, look! If we'll just put it on one of our listeners. Let's say, "Oh, heck!" Well, like, why was she? Why did she?
Also,
so we got this listener Hecht, and if you ever see him in person, I'm just saying.
I will point out that like she's taking
he carries poop with him, so I'm just saying.
She's taking a shit, talking to her girlfriend. Not one panel is she washing her hands.
That's hilarious.
He doesn't have a fetish.
Here's the thing. I distinctly felt she was peeing. I don't know why I feel that, but
either way, I don't think she wipes.
Well, they definitely don't show a panel of her like
at least show her like reaching for the paper or something. You don't have to like.
Yeah, that would be nice. I agree.
And then she starts making out with her girlfriend too.
That's hot.
Not on the toilet though.
Oh, after next to the toilet. She stands up and they just start going at it on the sink.
With the smell still lingering.
Yeah, I didn't see her flush either. Now that I think about it.
It's all part of the fetish, my friend. Moses Magnum. Speaking of fetish, Moses Magnum. What would you rate Painkiller Jane Beautiful Killers?
Well, I only read issue 2. So it might be. Mm-hmm. I don't even think this one needs an asterisk because I still enjoyed issue 2, even though it wasn't the greatest jumping on point. I still had a good time reading it, even though it was in a hurry. But it was wordy enough where I felt like, oh, I got to hurry up and do it. But also comprehensive enough where I'm like, okay, if I skim some part, I still get the full story too, and then I can go back if anything. So it was a well put together book. And it's easily a 4 for that one issue. I think I might have liked it more if I would have read issue 1. I could have probably given it a proper 4.5 or something. And that's also with taking 1/8 for that one word bubble.
Right. There it is. Might have been a 6. Yeah. No, I agree. Like I enjoyed it thoroughly still. There are places I could definitely see improvements, but at the same time, it's just like it's a good book. Like it's an interesting story, and again, it's like I feel like there's a reason. Like when back in the day, Joe Q and Jimmy Palmiotti were like the backbone for the whole like Marvel Knights thing, and it was those two guys for a reason. Like they know how to tell stories in a particular way. And, like it kind of goes to show in this book.
Now to think I think I did see one of those Marvel Knights book where once somebody was shitting.
I believe that. It was probably Punisher.
Yeah,
it was Angel Punisher.
I feel like it was like one of those like the Punisher run or like the Howard the Duck one. Or the Nick Fury. Yeah. Oh, you could have been U.S. War Machine.
I could see that.
Yeah, might have been that one.
I could see that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a 4. Like it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it's like as long as you're okay with a bit of gratuitous nudity and a little bit of a random toilet sitting, you'll probably like it too.
There's a lot of gratuitous. Like there's a whole scene in the sex club.
Right. See, now here's the wild part. I had no problem with that. Like that's the point where like all the nudity there makes perfect sense.
But that's also where she shits, where she's taking a shit. Like in the middle of the sex club. It's a bathroom in the sex club scene. Yeah, that's where she's taking a shit as they're loading their guns. She's unloading her.
No, that doesn't happen in the sex club.
She's like loading the chamber.
Jay, that was in the sex club.
No, you're misremembering the scene, Oz. The after the sex club, so you're reading too quick. After the sex club, like, so what happens is, and you read this, Mo.
No, he didn't. I'm talking about issue 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's issue 1 still?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, now see, now who read the book?
Okay, no, I'm still listen, I misremember what issue, but the story is still right. Because what happens in the sex club is the chick, whatever the name that we can't remember, takes Painkiller Jane to the sex club. And so she's like, hey, like, just relax, have fun. And Painkiller Jane doesn't even realize that. She's like, dude, I kind of have feelings for this chick. So I'm not happy about what's happening in the sex club, because she's, the girl is like, hey, we're getting in the vibe. She's calling her over. And instead of Painkiller Jane participating in the festivities, she gets jealous. And so she punches the chick. Now that happens off panel. So you don't see that in the book. But that's part of the words. And that's what they're
discussing while Painkiller Jane is taking a shit.
Right, but that's not in the sex club. That
is in the sex club, because as soon as they leave the bathroom, they murder people.
Right, but the people they murder aren't in the sex club. They're the club. It's not a sex club. It's that they were there to hunt sex
in a club.
They're not having sex.
Oh, you're thinking of the nightclub.
Oz, the people that they murder are gangsters, and they're not gangsters in the sex club. These are gangsters they meet outside of the sex club.
Look, if you have a group of people in a club who fight, what do you call that? That's Fight Club. If you have a group of people that get together to have sex in all kind of kinky ways, what do you call that? What's that? It's just like a get together because they're gangsters. They can't be in a club.
They're not in a club. They're in a house.
Bang.
I need to read what you won.
You do, apparently, man. You missed a lot. I didn't even realize. I thought that. Look, we were so far down the rabbit hole at that point. I thought it was issue 2, but that's oversized issue 1. Apparently, I'm like, geez, yeah, man. They packing a lot into these stories.
Heck says,
you missed the whole sex club.
I hope one day you can monetize you guys.
I love how he said that, like he wasn't a part of us.
That's not gonna happen. That's why you should join our OnlyFans. I mean Patreon.
Are you talking about the Discord?
No, we have an OnlyFans.
Join all that. The Patreon, the Discord, and the OnlyFans.
You forget we have an OnlyFans?
Yes. Actually, the right answer is yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't look at Joe's videos on our OnlyFans.
You know what the things that I've done to my nipples for that site?
So, okay. So, Painkiller.
And yeah, they leave the club and then go to the apartment where the gangsters are. They're like in an apartment complex,
which is another sex club.
And that's where she takes a shit. Well, actually, I don't think she's shitting. I think she's just peeing.
That's what I said.
What's the sound? She doesn't wipe or wash.
It's true.
You don't have to wipe her pee.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do. Women do, especially. Like a guy could just shake it, but
no, but then it hits you in the face and
just shake
like a salt shaker. like a Polaroid picture.
You have to stop it from like wiggling so you can put it back in.
You gotta fight it to the
there it is.
It's like undoing a slinky.
So should we move on?
I like the way it jiggle. What?
The wiggle baby, Jay. Let's do the wiggle baby. Or wobble baby.
We should definitely go to the next book.
Jay's only got a type 2, right?
Yes.
Like not a number.
Time to go.
A type 2 and a type bump.
A type bump. Okay. So yes, let us talk about I Hate This Place. Jay. Well, actually,
not say the alternate title, or
I prefer to call it that. Like that's what I call it.
I think they just can't sell it with the F word.
No, I mean Lawrence personally.
Oh, I mean, I can, but why?
Because they like in the comic itself, like when it's a title that they reference the title. It's like when they say the title of the movie in the movie, it's like, oh, that's the name of the movie. In this comic book, they say it in every issue, and they say "fuck this place," and other places they say I hate this place too, or I hate this place. But when they talk about that place, they say "fuck this place." For me, that's my
saying, like, I haven't said that you all shouldn't say it the way you want to say it. No one has asked you to censor yourself. Like all we're doing at this point is asking me why I'm choosing to say it the way I say it, which I'm just like, why do you care?
Because I prefer to acknowledge it as that title.
As you should.
I just like hearing you swear because it's so rare.
Okay, well, there it is. Listen, I mean, look, maybe I might swear. Maybe I might pull my breasts out too. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Look, I haven't had that much vodka yet.
OnlyFans.
Right, there it is. I'm just saying, let me be me. So anyway, Mo.
Yes.
You brought I Hate This Place to the table. Yet again, what do you like? Tell the people what I Hate This Place or Fuck This Place is about. There you go, for you. There you go. Y'all are welcome.
Time code 156.
Uh-oh. Come on, Mo. Bring it home, Mo. Bring it home, Mo.
Whoa, what'd you call it?
I call
Time
him
code
Mo.
157. Lawrence calls him homo.
I said bring it home, Mo. Bring it home, Mo, is what I said.
You heard that too, right? I heard it. I'll never forgive him.
What? Oh my god.
I Hate This Place or Fuck This Place alternatively is a comic book story. It is a horror comic where these two ladies that are married have inherited a ranch, and this ranch is cursed by something and haunted by something and watched by these flowing orbs, and then there's a creepy horned man trying to get them. And every night at sundown, all this shit starts happening. There's a ghost inside the house that's apparently we find out is German. And then, but he's kind of benevolent. Like he helps them out when they're because aside from being a horror ghost story, it's also like a home invasion horror story. It's all the genres across the 10 issues, like cult horror, like Hereditary or Midsummer, So it plays with all the genres really, and it does it really well. But that's not what it's about. Like I'll save that for the review. But it across in this adventure, they're really trying to just live in this place or try to figure out what's happening so that they can either end it or get out, but they can't leave once they're there. So they're just stuck. So if you like movies like if you like Nope or because it kind of has that same feel for me, especially the early issues. It goes beyond what that movie is, but it kind of has like that feel, and I love it. Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of feels, one of the things this book does is at the end of each book, they will talk about a genre of horror, and they will recommend what they feel are the best instances of that horror.
You're talking about like in the letter pages or like back matter stuff?
Yeah, back matter, like after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and one, it's really interesting, just their knowledge on horror. But two, it's like it's giving me a lot of recommendations to check out. But they go through like a bunch of genres. They do haunted house, slasher, home invasion. Um,
I actually watch, like, out of all those lists, on every list, there's only like 2 I haven't seen. So,
oh, nice.
yeah.
Was House one of the ones you haven't seen?
House is one that, and then like there's another one called Lake Mungo that I think, I forget what, I think that one fits like 2 genres. I think it fits like the time travel and the ghost, like haunting, haunted time travel horror. Like it fits both of those. It's weird.
Right.
There's a couple that fit both. I don't think they mentioned the void on any of them because that, I guess that's more Lovecraftian, which I guess this kind of is too, to a degree, but I don't think it was intentionally, you know.
Yeah.
Right. But I just found that really interesting, and the way they apply it to what's currently happening in the book.
Oh yeah, it's almost like
great.
it's almost
really
like a little
well
class,
done.
like a
It makes
course in an essay. Oh, Jay shooting.
There you go. Jay's door.
What happened?
Wash your hands.
Did you fall?
Yeah, right. Oh, they got him. The ghost got him.
Is that his penis?
Damn it.
Nope, that's his head.
Fight, Jay. Fight. You can do it.
You okay, Jay?
Oh, he got a Charlie horse, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's almost like
Damn it, the ghost.
Go on with
it's almost
that.
like
Uh-oh.
no.
No.
Type 2.
We'll come fight. We'll come fight you, Jay. We'll come fight for you, Jay. Damn it, the ghost got him.
It is 8:30 your time. Type 2. I didn't know that's when his calf gets tight.
Like, usually, this is why Jay tries to get off before this. It's his best episode ever.
Because that's when the alcohol hits.
I don't think that's the alcohol. I don't listen. I feel like the alcohol make you get loose. That was something else. This fool's on methamphetamine. No. Hex says no man left behind. I agree. You go have to mess around and go get Jay, extract him from the demon. It's like Oz. I need you to fly in with your
him from the demon, not the demon from him.
I need you to fly in with your rosary, Oz. The one your mom gave you.
That's the stuff my wife gave me. That's more potent.
Dang. There it is. I'm not mad at it.
There's a battle between the talismans that my wife has given me and the ones that my grandma gave me. Like, there's a power struggle.
Well,
the ones his wife gave him are like older shit. They're from
who's the true Bruja?
Yeah, but like the rosaries I got from my grandma, like I'm she's been using those for like 50 years.
Yeah, but they're
and now that she's gone, like I think she's like trapped in them.
Yeah, but they're
like a Horcrux.
They're based in Christianity. Like, not the shit your wife is like old ancient African shit.
Yeah, but I think the stuff from my grandma like holds the power of love.
Great.
I don't see that as the stuff from that my wife gives me.
Like, yeah, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with Latinos. They love their moms and grandmas more than their wives.
Hey, that's the most powerful. Like, there's so many movies where the power of love prevails. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. There it is.
They wrote a whole song about it.
The boy who lived didn't live because his girlfriend loved him.
But yeah, back to fuck this place. I don't have off the top of my head who wrote it and who drew it, but
I can bring that up.
Continue. I'll help you out.
But they're both done really well, and I feel like there's a synergy with both of them. Even the colorist too, as you can see, kind of in our little backdrop here. Like, that's just the cover with the way the colors. But what you see in the cover is what you see inside too. Like it's not one of those comics that pieces you. So what you see in the cover is reflective of what happens on the inside and the look of the inside. So one of the things I like is like there's ranch hands that know, they just tell them, hey, before sundown, leave. That's the end of your shift. And it's been going on for generations. And they don't even know how to get to the house necessarily. Like it won't show up on GPS. Like they have to use like physical maps, shit like that because of the nature of the story. And it's a mystery that keeps unfolding as each issue goes. And I was worried when I heard that issue 10 was the end, because usually when that's it, it's like, oh, maybe it got canceled, and now they have to rush the ending. But it doesn't feel that way when you read it all. We reviewed issue 1 like a year ago or something, and then now that it's ending, we decided to review the rest of it. And yeah, reading all of them, they're really good, fast reads, and reading them together is like a rewarding experience for me. So I really enjoyed that. And it, like, when you get to the end, it doesn't feel like they rushed the ending. Like it was made to be 10 issues. Yeah.
So Kyle Starks is the author, and then the artists are Artyom Topolin and Lee Luridge.
Okay.
Are the artists. So unfortunately, I did not get to the end.
Ah, what a bitch.
I agree.
Like, you know how this comic is called alternatively Fuck This Place? Like, this show is called Fuck Larry.
Damn, wait a minute.
You should have finished
Why isn't it? Why can't we I'm just being angry. Why can't it be Fuck That Larry? And then that way I can pretend like I'm not the Larry in question.
Fuck you, Larry!
Damn. Why we have
Fuck you, Larry!
Ready? Oh, damn. All the Larrys?
Fuck you, Larry.
That's the one that hurts the most. Jay! You're safe.
Fuck you, Larry.
Yeah, fuck getting old. That shit sucks.
It's not getting old, man. It's a hot day today. You didn't drink enough potassium, magnesium, and zinc and calcium, man.
Dude, I had a banana at lunch.
No, but that's not enough. The banana is grown in infertile soil with GMOs, man. There's not enough minerals in the ground to feed the banana. You need supplements. In fact, the sponsor, not sponsored. I threw it out already. But you gotta have your electrolytes like daily, man. They make a Gatorade, Gatorlight, sugar free that has it, and it's sugar free. I just drop that into a big bottle of water, drink it all day, finish it, and that's it. You don't get no Charlie, because I was starting to get the cramps and shit too, especially like days that I drink. Like the next day when I wake up, like because it's I'm depleted of nutrients. So you gotta have supplements. You gotta supplement because you can't trust the factory farms now to give you what you need nutrient wise.
There it is.
Okay, I'll try that.
Like you're out on
bananas from Gitmo.
You're commuting. Don't stop with the bananas, but you got to supplement your food nutrient wise. So especially you're out and about. You work a lot physically, and you're out and about commuting in the hot sun, and the time you're commuting, you're not exerting energy necessarily because you're like on a bus, but that stress is depleting your body and your brain of these nutrients. So you got to supplement them.
I agree. MTA is stressful.
Gator, Hex says, that Gator Pedialyte, okay, tastes all right. The sweet, the sugar one is a little too sweet. The sugar-free one is a little too salty. So what I like to do is I just mix it into a big bottle of water, and then just drink it, like dilute it little by little. And I don't drink it for taste. I drink it more for the supplement. And so yeah. I don't mean to get on your nutrition shit, Jay, but I got scared. But I thought, was he having a heart attack or something? Like, I gotta go. I gotta.
If it was a heart attack,
I would have run over there and give you mouth to mouth, man. I mean, I still can after the show if you want.
No, I got to get to bed after the show.
Oh, perfect place.
Jay's like, you're not keeping him up all night again.
After the way after the way that my dad went out, I got to get my colon checked so he can help me with that too, Jay.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Wow. There
So back to fuck this place.
Yeah, man. So Mo was just talking about how satisfying it was to get to the end of this particular series and how he felt like it really paid off.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially reading it all at once. Like, it just, I'm glad I waited.
Now, how far did you get, Larry?
I only got like about halfway through. So
man.
I know. It's like what I read, I enjoy.
Did you get to Trudy's dad? Did he show up yet?
No, I didn't get to Trudy's dad.
You're literally just eating the rind of the fruit. You got to none of the meat.
Yeah,
I'm nibbling on the outside. Damn it!
Yeah. You're like a little squirrel just going after a walnut without cracking it.
There it is. I'm licking the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll finish it. I didn't get to before the show, unfortunately. But because it's a book that I enjoyed from the beginning. Like when we talked about it with issue 1, I was like, oh yeah, it's an interesting book, and the characters are unique, and so I think that was what drew me in. And even like in some of the earlier issues, the way that the dynamic is between the couple, and how I don't remember Home Chick's name, but how she's like, she's so hell-bent on protecting her wife, and like she's like, that's what I'm here for, like and like that's it's an interesting dynamic that you don't necessarily see that often from a lesbian couple, like many of the at least in comics, I'll say it's often portrayed more of a partnership, where they're kind of like sharing like equalish duties, which I mean, a perfect example of that is kind of the Painkiller Jane book that we just read, where it's like Painkiller Jane and Asia, Painkiller Jane and Asia, like neither one of them feels like they're there to be the protector of the other exclusively. They protect each other, and I feel like that's the dynamic that you often see in that regard. But obviously, like in I Hate This Place, it's like one of the characters is built more so for that kind of protector kind of role.
And you didn't even see why. You didn't even get to see why.
Right. No. I just know that that's how the character's portrayed. So yeah, if there's a deeper meaning behind it in regards to why it happens, I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. Even though I do feel like it was hinted at, because that was an interesting aspect of it. So, but anyway, yeah. So we shall see.
Well, at least the good thing about you not finishing it is that we can finish the review faster, and Jake could go to bed, and I could go.
Right. Yeah, that's the upside. Jake can actually get some rest so that he can walk in the morning. So, there it is. Right. Yeah. So okay. I mean, Mo, Jay, is there something else you want to say before we go ahead and rate I Hate This Place?
This is one of the books that
all of these creatures are awesome.
Yeah. But it's also like when I tell the audience,
like
we were
the help spiders.
Yeah, wait. Can you hear Mo, Jay, or no?
I think he was on the delay.
Oh, you're on a delay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh,
Jay, can you hear
sorry,
us?
my internet is fucking with me.
Yeah,
a hell of a delay.
No, just saying I love the creatures. The Horned Man, Bowden, like it's all awesome. Like it's just so interesting and unstale. Like all these different creatures that they give it's really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Look, Mo, what were you gonna say?
Another movie that it feels like, and they actually mentioned it in the back matter, is like Cabin in the Woods, and I feel like that's one of the, because it definitely has like the little bit like the humory kind of, but not without being a horror comedy, and but when I say like, oh, this book, like to the audience, you have to read this, it's like you do, like this is how, this is an example of how comics are made. Like the artworks, and even if it's stylized art, but there's stylized, and then there's it might be bad, but it might be stylized. No, this is stylized, and it looks kind of a little R crummy at instances, because it's just like they're running and in motion, but it doesn't, because of the way it's written, it doesn't feel cartoony, even though it looks cartoony. And yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it a lot. And yeah, all the way from beginning to end. Like when it got serious, it got serious. And yeah, I love this comic, not fuck this comic.
Like he says that for the other comics.
Well, the ones that aren't that great, or are just bad. Yeah.
Right. All right. So, look, with that said, I'm going to start with you, Oz. What would you rate the review of I Hate This Place?
It's fine, I guess. I like the part about the banana and the potassium. I took some notes while that was going on, and the Pedialyte. So yeah, I'll give you guys a 4.
There it is. See, look, we saved Oz's life.
Right. I think I'll give you guys a 4. I think people should watch this show.
The electrolytes is what stops the radiation from getting you.
Like, I wish Jay would watch the show.
Really subscribe. It would be really interesting to get his take.
I think
I agree.
We subscribed because we got 2 new subscribers in the last day or so. I think one of them.
Jay's like, I guess.
The algorithm finally showed him a part of our show that was funny.
Right. Jay is like,
or alternatively,
if I'll unsubscribe.
We got 2 new subscribers, and Jay's like, good. Now they'll think it was me. I don't have to do it.
There it is. All right, Jay, what would you rate I Hate This Place, man?
I would give it a 5. Like, I enjoyed the characters, the comics, the creatures, the afterword.
The little
just really
strip, the prequel strip that they do in each issue too.
Yeah,
those are awesome. Like,
the
love
strips
those.
are pretty cool.
Like, yeah, there's just not a lot wrong with this book. Like,
there it is.
Off the top, I can't even think of anything.
Wow. Okay. Moses Magnum, what would you rate I Hate This Place?
This is a 5 out of 5, easy. Like,
damn.
It's just like the ending itself, the mystery reveal of what is happening works what they added to it, because some people died on their watch, and then that coming back to haunt them, it works out really good too. And then them fixing everything. Sorry, spoilers. It happens in a way that is still like, they're final girls. Like they're the ones that survive the end of the movie. And then it still ends like a movie too, in a good way. And yeah, it's done really well. It's almost like almost like a class on how to do a good horror series. Yeah.
Man, listen. So I take it at this point, then you both are probably hoping that it doesn't get adapted into a movie or series.
It needs to stay like this. Yeah, this is it.
Okay, and I'm certain Jay feels the exact opposite.
Yeah, no, I want Carl Starks and Arpin. They can eat dog food. Like, it's fine. Like, this doesn't need to be corrupted.
They're like, but my kids.
Like,
my kids
I don't feel the exact opposite, but I would not mind a pencil test to see how this art looks in motion.
Look, they want some animated series.
Yeah, if you got because you can do like Adult Swim, like 10 episode series, even maybe 15, 20 minutes each. You could do it. You can capture all the beats right. You can even cut out. Well, I don't think you should cut out anything, but if you do, it might be move it along faster. But if you do like a half-hour show, 10 episodes, 8 episodes, you can get it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do good. I think animated, because the look of it is so good. Like, my brother's been watching Sweet Tooth, and Larry, you brought the comic book back, so I showed it to him. I was like, "This is what they look like." He's like, "Oh shit!" So, yeah, because it's like, And Larry, I told Larry, "It's like, how do you think about now that? What do you think of the show now?" He's like, "What show?"
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so different.
Yeah,
but,
it's super different.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see this watered down, because it's just so streamlined in its storytelling, where it has the humor, it has everything right.
Right.
So adding to it or diluting it, it's just going to do it a disservice.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I didn't get to finish the series, and obviously, like in its totality, the joint is obviously amazing based on what Mo and Jay are saying. So I can't give it a 5. At the same time, I read like half of it, and I was like, dude, it's definitely like a 4.5 series, which might as well be a 5. Like it's fantastic and really interesting, and it's wild because it is the kind of series that feels very familiar, but at the same time very unique, all at the same time. So it's like there's going to be some things in it that you're going to be like, oh, like, yeah, you know exactly what's going on and where it's going to go, and then they're going to like subvert your expectations for like half of that. And so, it's like, yeah, you should mess with it. I Hate This Place is a good book. Or you can go and get if you can find them still, you can find the Fuck This Place variants, because that's there. It's out in the world. I don't know if it's out there digitally, but it's definitely out there physically. So, mess with those if that's what you prefer. All my books say I hate this place. So, But anyway. So cool. Awesome. All right. Shoo. I guess it's time for us to get out of here.
I have breaking news.
Uh-oh. Breaking news.
Superman Legacy has now cast Metamorpho.
Wait, you weren't here for that? Oh no, I guess not. That's when you were.
Did we say Metamorpho when we were talking about that? I thought this happened today. Did this already happen?
It did happen. No, it did happen today. But I thought maybe that was a pre-show thing that we talked about. But yes, Metamorpho.
What?
Yeah, tell the people.
You kind of cut out.
I was saying that they cast Metamorpho.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play him?
Anthony Kerrigan. He's the dude that was playing Zsasz in Gotham.
Right.
He's already bald. He has like
I don't
no
know
hair.
who that is.
Oh, dude, look,
He's white. He's white. Lance Reddick.
He's white. Listen, I don't know if I'll go that far, but the dude looks like Metamorpho without any makeup. Like he's almost as pale as Metamorpho.
Anthony what?
Bald.
Kerrigan.
And he got those crazy Metamorpho eyes. Like my man, it's good casting. It's good. Casting.
Oh,
casting is fast.
It's David Finch.
Healthy David Finch.
No, because he still doesn't have the eyebrows or anything.
Yeah, but David Finch is like he's also like getting sunken in now and all that.
No, he's just old. They're both healthy.
So,
he's the guy from Barry. You guys don't know how to explain this, right?
I don't know what a Barry is. If it's not Alan, then
I know the show Barry, but I don't watch it
Yeah, he's in Barry.
because it's serial killers.
No, it's not. It's a hitman.
A hitman is a serial killer.
No, not necessarily.
oh, but you argue against my sex club argument, even though it's a club.
Serial killers are trying. Look, Jay's like, I'm trying to go to bed. These motherfuckers.
If you have an orgy at your house, it's not a sex club, Oz. It's just an orgy at your house. Okay?
Now, if we meet regularly, it becomes a club.
You have to have minutes.
If you run it by your guidance counselor and do it during lunch at high school, it's a club.
Who's the secretary? Are there Robert's Rules of Orders? No.
Who takes the
Just an
minute?
orgy. Right. Anyway, Oz, final thoughts.
Red Rage, not available in stores.
There it is. Jay, final thoughts.
I did finish watching Unicorn Warriors Eternal. It's an amazing show. The second season looks awesome if they do that. If they go for a season 2, it's going to be amazing.
I'm on episode 6 right now.
Nice.
Cool. Most Magnum, final thoughts.
Subscribe, like, hit the bell. We're gonna be doing some shit from Comic-Con. Maybe not from inside, but from around. We're gonna do live shit while we're all together for sure. So you're only gonna see it if you subscribe, like, hit the bell. And yeah.
Right. For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. Well, actually, we won't be back next week. I should mention. We won't be here next week.
Fuck out of here! We're trying to get ratings. You're gonna make a video and everything. We're gonna air that. Like, yeah. No. Come back next week. Same fantastic channel, same fantastic time.
Same fantastic channel, same fantastic time next week. Be there or be square, you son of a bitch. But we're gonna have content, so I mean, that was the point I was gonna make. Was there's gonna be stuff here?
There's video.
They don't need to know we're not gonna be here. They're gonna be here, and they're gonna get.
There's video of me unloading a package so big I had to stand up for the video.
Yeah.
Look, Oz's package is touching the ground. He's standing on a chair. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna
be here next week for that.
As opposed to the last one that had a tiny tip and it was red.
Red Rocket. What? What's happening?
You have to watch it. You have to watch it.
Either way, be here next week because the most epic thing that's ever happened on Fantastic Forum is happening next week, Wednesday. You sons of bitches.
I also found
what?
This.
And look, and then Mo found that.
It's old school Fantastic Forum. It's our Little Depressed Boy album.
Damn.
I don't know how many of these are left. around, but I'm gonna see if I can get it signed at Comic-Con.
That's crazy. It's classic stuff. Wow. Anyway, we'll be back next week with a Fantastic Forum. Good night.